Hello, welcome to the Stash Down Diaries. This is like my third attempt at recording a video. So my name is Jen. I am your socially awkward knitter friend from Cape Breton. And I've started this YouTube channel, to track my progress and kind of have some accountability buddies for my stash down. And this video is not about stashing down, this is about stashing up. So I made a video at the beginning of March and I hated it. I tried to record it up in my yarn room where, you know, if you're a knitting YouTuber, you want to be sitting in your lovely yarn room surrounded by yarn. But I have a futon up there, and of course, like, it was kind of awkward to sit on, and then I was all rigid, and then it was just, I played it back. I even took the time to upload it onto YouTube, and then when I played it back, I hated it. So we're trying this in front of my lovely plants at the table. I'm already way more comfortable. So then I just recorded this same video, but I was saying too much. Like, when I watched it back, I was just like, oh, I'm gonna get critiqued. So here we go again. But you know, it's fun. That's why I'm doing this, because it's fun. I love watching videos like this. I watch all kinds of different YouTube channels. Stashing down is one of my favorite things. See, I said well, I'm gonna have to try to stop that. So this video I'm starting with is about my 40th birthday yarn crawl across Nova Scotia and into New Brunswick. My birthday was on March 11th. As I said, I turned 40. My sister-in-law also has the same birthday as I do, so we like to get together. So I traveled up to New Brunswick to go have some drinks with her and stuff and do the birthday things. And I wanted to do something special for my 40th. It's kind of a big milestone, I guess. I don't feel 40, definitely not. I still like play with Lego. So, you know, whatever. It's a number, but still milestone nonetheless. And I came up with going on a yarn crawl on my way up to my brother's. And it was the best idea I ever had. 10 out of 10, would recommend. Everybody at all the shops I visited were all lovely, just lovely people. Beautiful yarns everywhere. It was very tempting to come back with like more yarn than I did, but I did come back with quite a lot of yarn. I do have rules to my stash down that I will talk about in another video. I'll do a road so far at the end of this month. The video, my first attempted video was like a road so far for January and February, but that did not go so well. So without further ado, I am going to talk about some of the yarn shops that I visit. Well, all of the yarn shops I visited on my little yarn crawl across Nova Scotia. So I live in Cape Breton, as I said, and then I was traveling up to New Brunswick. So I did a little research on what yarn shops I could hit, like within a reasonable amount of time as I was heading up. I didn't want to end up at my brother's like at midnight or something, you know? So I did the Google search, and then of course you get the, you know, Walmart and Michael's and, you know, like anywhere that sells yarn. And I whittled it down to what are actually yarn shops. And although I did go to Atlantic Fabrics, not technically a yarn shop, but still has yarns that I wanted. So first on my list was Natural You, which is in Pictou. So really if I were to just travel up the Trans-Canada from Cape Breton to, you know, say Truro or Halifax or whatever, a side stop in Pictou is not really that far. So if you're heading up, you're going through that way, it's not really, it doesn't take you that long to run up there and then go back down to the Trans-Canada. It is a lovely little shop with beautiful yarns. They specialize in ethically sourced and ethically dyed yarns. So even when they get like some other yarns, commercial yarns in, they look at the superwash and make sure that it's done in a more ethical way that's better for the environment than like usual superwash yarns. And they dye their own yarns, which is what I'm holding right here, this beautifulness. When I went there, I was looking for a specific yarn for a specific project, which is the mussel burrow hat for me, and I selected this beautiful thing. So this is from their boreal collection. Oh, and I will have links down below of everybody I visited, whether they have an Instagram page or a website. So this is from their boreal collection. They have different colors. There's like red fox and some other ones. This one is Wabakimi. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. And it's in their Gots to Have It merino base. So this is a fingering weight yarn. And this is going to be a mussel burrow hat for me. It's so squishy and lovely. So I'm really looking forward to knitting this. I love their little logo with the sheep and the flowers. They do, see, here I am with the and the I promise I will try to stop that. They do advent calendars. So I'm gonna watch for that when it comes up. They had a sample there that they did for their first advent calendar, and it was absolutely lovely. They kind of went with like seasons, and it was a shawl with all different blocks. It was really pretty. So if you're into advent calendars, I suggest keeping an eye on their Instagram account because their yarn is really pretty, and I think they're mini skeins. If you buy them, they're a little bit bigger than, I think they're 25 grams. So when you get 4 of them, it's like having a full skein. So I will definitely be watching for that. The other one I kind of broke the rules and I got an impulse buy. But I mean, look at it. Look at that. Isn't that pretty? So this base is their Eco Sock. It is 80% organic merino wool and 20% recycled nylon. And it is called Magnolia in Bloom, the colorway. So I don't know what I'm going to do with this. It's probably not going to be socks. It might be a mussel burrow hat for somebody else in my family. I think when you knit a mussel burrow hat, you kind of get addicted to it because it looks like everybody says it's a great hat. Looks great on everybody. So that's probably going to be one of my go-to gift knits for the upcoming holiday season. It's not, well, it's far off now. I can say upcoming, but it's upcoming in months. But that gives me lots of time to knit mussel burrow hats and socks and stuff. So that was Natural You in Pictou, Nova Scotia. Absolutely lovely. Like I said, would definitely recommend it. The next stop, they didn't have like opened hours, so it was somewhere that I always wanted to visit, but they will do order ahead and then pick up. So that is what I did. And that was Lismore Sheep Farm in Tatamgouche or River John. I think it's more River John, but I'm not sure. Anyway, that area, I've always wanted a wool blanket. So I decided 40th birthday, probably time to get one. And I went with a lap size blanket for now, but after having this, I will definitely purchase a bigger one. These are just lovely. They're very thin, not very thin, but they're thinner than I expected and lighter than I expected because they're wool. I expected them to be a little bit heavier, but they're so warm. And yeah, I would just like, and they're breathable, like it's those polyester blankets that are right fuzzy and soft are nice, but you start to sweat under them and stuff. These, I wasn't sweating under this because it's so breathable. And it like, some people might think it's a little bit, I don't know. I don't think it's that rough, but my 4-year-old, she's not 4, my 4-year-old niece absconded with it when I got to my brother's house. So if she liked it, then, It's beautiful. So I am definitely buying a bigger one. This one is just a little lap blanket, but I will definitely be getting a like double sized probably in the future. And what else did I get at Lismore? Oh, I forgot to mention. So I ordered ahead and I did a pretty good estimate of when I would be there. So my stuff was waiting for me outside. And I was greeted by two beautiful little border collies. I have a fondness for border collies because my boy Jasper, who passed away a little less than a year ago, was a border collie, and he was just my world. Like, I miss him so much. So it was nice to be greeted by a couple of border collies, and they were so friendly. So hopefully I get to see them again next time I'm going to the shop. But I did order a couple of other things. So I wanted designated needles for dishcloths. These would just be in a project bag, waiting for a new dishcloth yarn. So these are River John Needle Company. And oh, I forgot to mention you could order this stuff online too. They will ship. But I thought it'd be fun to pick up, especially if I'm going through there, then I don't have to pay for shipping. Oh, I think my dog is doing something. Anyway, River John Needle Company. I got size 7s for knitting dishcloths, and I wanted shorter ones. I'm really used to knitting with circulars, so it's you know they're mostly cable and the tips are shorter, so you're down here, and I didn't want something too long so that would cause my my wings to come up. So I got the shorter ones. So those are designated for dishcloths. And Lismore Sheep Farm sends their wool away to be milled, and I'm not sure if it's Briggs & Little or McCausland's or both. I think it might be both, but I think this was milled at McCausland's just based on the colorway. This is one that I've seen from their yarn, not so much from Briggs & Little, which is why I purchased it. I can get Briggs & Little at a couple of different places around here. I can't get McCausland's, and they have this colorway, whereas Briggs & Little does not. So I ordered this for use on the thick socks that I knit and sell. So I will pair this with some sort of heel cuff and toe yarn in Tuffy, Briggs & Little Tuffies, because it has the nylon in it. And I might do mitts with it. I'm not sure. I'll just do the socks. Yeah, it'll probably just be socks because I have all kinds of stuff to knit mittens with. So I really wanted this colorway. I really like the marl. I use the other Briggs & Little marls that they have, the granite and rag. So this one, and I think I can get this in the summertime at Marguerite Harbor gift shop, but I wanted it before then. So I got 2 skeins of that. All right, stay. Next, I went to Sisterhood Fibers in Tatamagouche. Again, like, who doesn't love a yarn shop? Really, like, they're all so beautiful. They all feel homey. They're just, and this one had a sunroom that was for knitting. So like when you go there for knit togethers or knit nights, you're sitting in this beautiful sunroom. And I would have loved to have stayed there and knit it for a bit, but of course I was traveling on the road. Someday I might go to Tatamagouche and stay at their train station. It's like a hotel, but you're staying in train cars. It's kind of like Hickville in California, where you stay in trailers, but it's train cars, and it's really cool, and they do have some pet friendly ones. So I might go there and stay there, and then I'd have time to go to Sisterhood Fibers and sit and knit there. They had lots of lovely, 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 lovely yarns. I did look at their Instagram page ahead of time to see what brands they had, and I immediately was drawn to this. It is so pretty. It is so me. This is Estelle Sock Twins Crazy Ball. So similar to Crazy Zobber Ball, but they don't have this color. Look at this. aqua with the blue and everything. I love that marled effect. There's some really cool like mossy green coming through here. So as you can probably tell, this is going to be socks for me. And then I got this yarn. This is Estelle Color Flow. It is 80% merino wool, 20% nylon. And it's one of those yarns where it gets like the fibers get like blown into the tube, and it is so soft. So I got this. So there's, yeah, sad story. Sad story time. I got this yarn in a different colorway at Cricket Cove in December when I was visiting my brother, because my aunt was going to do chemo again and I wanted her to have a new hat that was really soft. And so she went in, she ended up in the hospital, and at that point we weren't sure if she was coming out or not, but I went to visit her on the 21st of December and brought her the hat that I'd made. And unfortunately she ended up not coming out of the hospital and passed away on New Year's Day. Her granddaughter, who also knits, really liked the hat and wanted to keep it, so I gave them a little packet of soak. Like, you can get the soak samples in the little packets. My LYS, hi Tracy, gave me some samples, so I gave her one to just soak the hat and dry it before use. But Mom really liked the hat, so I got her a ball of this yarn, and I will knit her a hat out of this yarn. So it'll be like kind of a connection to her sister, but it's a different colorway. So this colorway is Water Lily. It's really pretty. It definitely suits my mother. So far, what do I have? I have yarn with intention for these and just one impulse buy so far. So I was doing pretty good. So after Sisterhood Fibers with the beautiful sunroom, I took my little break and went to Masstown Market, as I always do. That is my stopover place for snacks, getting lunch, whatever. It's like one of my favorite places in Nova Scotia. I always get pepperoni and cheese and stuff, baked goods. Oh, the baked goods are so good. They had no baked goods for a while there because Hurricane Fiona kind of kiboshed their bakery. So it took a while to do the repairs and stuff and get all the baked goods back. So I'm so glad they're back. And so stop over in Masstown. Then I made my way up to Amherst to Deanne Fitzpatrick's studio. Deanne Fitzpatrick is a well-known rug hooker in Nova Scotia. Rug hooking is extremely, I guess not extremely popular, but in comparison to other locations, it's very popular, especially if you go to places like Shetty Camp and stuff. I think we have a rug hooking museum somewhere. I think Cabin Boy Knits mentioned it on their podcast at some point. I will have to look that up. I want to go yarn crawling again, maybe in a different direction next time. But yeah, so rug hooking, that's what Deanne Fitzpatrick's studio is about. But they have a ton of yarns. They had like Malabrigo and stuff even. Yarns in different textures, ribbons, all stuff you could use for rug hooking, but also for knitting. And I saw these kits. Isn't it cute? So when I finish this is going to go on the wall of my yarn room because I try to keep the sheen. I try to keep the theme sheepy because yarn room. And so what comes in here, you get a hook and you get the pattern and a color key, and you get all the wool and cloth strips that you need to make this lovely little sheep here. And they have all kinds of different ones. And I was just, taken aback by just the artistry of all the hooked rugs they had on display there. They had a moose one that I really liked because I kind of have a thing for mooses. Moose. I really like the ones too where they have like the little houses. I like the ones where there's like women hanging clothes and like all those little like things you can do pops of color with too. But you know, I had to get the sheep. They have pretty flowers and lighthouses. Yeah, there's like little houses there on that one. But everything I need to hook rugs, and they gave me a lesson while I was there. So it only takes like 5 minutes. They have the burlap all strung out and you can take a lesson, free lesson. But my main purpose in going to Deanne Fitzpatrick, oh, I also got the hoop to go with it. My main purpose, she has custom colorways of Briggs & Little. So I went in there going to get certain colorways because I looked them up before I went and used them for mitts. However, like I was not like putting colors together or anything like that. This just, oh, there's plant material because there's plant material everywhere here. I'm just gonna get everywhere. I wasn't putting colors together. This just happened. Wait, we'll do it that way. Look, I love these together. So I intended that I would just get some pretty colors and do saltwater mitts or something with them. But after having them together, I'm thinking a yoked sweater, possibly Radari. I think I have enough to do that. I will have to check the pattern and stuff. But if I don't, I'll just order more. Or I'll go visit my brother again and stop in Amherst. I wouldn't be casting it on anytime too soon anyway. But my mother, when she goes to the Great Canadian Dollar Store, she usually grabs me a skein of Briggs & Little yarn because it's cheaper there than a lot of other places. And she got me this one. So if I put this with these for the yoke of Radari, I'm pretty sure that's the number of colors, and then like a light gray for the body or something. Yeah, I think that's what is going to happen. So the colors. So I got this one because I'm on a quest for the right yellow for Calgary Flames because that's my brother's favorite hockey team. And I like to knit him things in Calgary Flames colors. But it's hard to find a good match. But this, I think, is of the yellows I've seen from Briggs & Little, this one I think is the closest. And this one is called Sunflower Yellow. And again, you can only get this at Deanne Fitzpatrick. Also, you can order these online too. So this one I love. This is Folly Mountain Spruce. I'm thinking that's a mountain in the Wentworth Valley, maybe. As you Nova Scotians, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm a Nova Scotian, but I don't live there in that section over on the island. So, but I did pass Folly Lake when I was driving from Tatamagouche to Masstown. So anyway, I remember doing that. So I love this color. This is like a super deep tealy green. It's just beautiful. And then this one is Northern Sky. Really pretty. And then this is Melon. This is one of the ones when I looked online, I was like, yes, I need that. Like kind of muted melony pink in my life. Color's not really picking up because of the, I don't know, the lighting is not great, but what can you do? So after Deanne Fitzpatrick, I made my way to Moncton and I stopped at 3 Bags Full Yarn Emporium. Again, very lovely people. You know what they have? Do you know what these lovely people have? They have a sock yarn wall. Do you know what this one loves? A sock yarn wall. So of course, we got the sock yarn. So this one, my mother really likes pink with gray. I hope she's not watching it, but oh well, even if she does, she'll know she's getting socks out of this. So another yarn purchased with intent, which is good, It's part of the rules. So that's pretty. That's how that knits up. Heritage Prints from Cascade Yarns. And it is, what's the colorway? Color number 118. Yeah, Mom really likes pink and gray. So as soon as I saw this, it was just like bells went off. And yeah, that's for her. This one is from the Opal Cats and Dogs collection. Really enjoy that. It's 11235. Beautiful, beautiful blue. I believe this one is going to be socks for my niece. So, if those people are watching, I don't know, my brother knows what socks he's getting, so everybody will know what socks they're getting. So that was 3 bags full yarn emporium. Again, lots of lovely yarns in the shop. Wanted to take it all home with me. They have ancient arts fiber. I almost went home with some of that. They do sell turtle pearl there too, which you can get online, but if you happen to be in the area, it's nice to go in and see the yarn in person and squish it. I love turtle pearl. That's one of my favorite local yarns, favorite yarns in general. Okay, so that was the Thursday. That was me trekking up to my brother's place in Oromocto area. Then on Saturday was the big day, the big birthday. So we went into Fredericton and we were going to a pub to have some cocktails. And boy, did we have cocktails and shots. I wasn't really even that buzzed either, but that doesn't bode well for me. My alcohol tolerance is too high. But anyway, they were delicious cocktails. We had one called Dave Matthews, or I did. I can't remember if Heidi did, but I did. And it was delicious. It's definitely something that I would make again. So look up Dave Matthews cocktail on the internet. It was actually originated in Fredericton because a bartender was listening to Dave Matthews when he came up with it. So he just named it Dave Matthews, which is a great name. So before we went to the pub and drank cocktails, we stopped at Cricket Cove, which wasn't very far from the pub. And I took my brother in with me and asked him to look at, again, sock yarn wall. Another shop with a sock yarn wall. Listen, it's like, I don't know, when you're stashing down, a sock yarn wall is like my kryptonite. It's just something's gonna come home with me. Anyway, one time I went to Romney Wools in Toronto and they have the biggest sock yarn wall. I think I have a picture of me standing in front of it on Instagram at CB Island Knitter, all one word, CB as in Cape Breton, Island Knitter. So there's a picture there somewhere. And you get to see my dog if you go. Anyway, I'll have that link down below as well. Cricket Cove, took my brother in. He saw this yarn and said he would like St. Patrick's Day socks for next year. So this was picked. This is beautiful. Another one of the cats and dogs opal yarns. And it is 11231. Aren't they proud? But anyway, so socks for my brother, another intended yarn. This one, I've been watching the Grocery Girls and their little sparkle journey. So do I want to knit with sparkles? Yes, I do. I don't know. I have a pretty good idea what this is going to be. It's either going to be a fairy, because I've been wanting to knit a fairy out of a book I have for some time, or a unicorn for me. I've knit unicorns for all 3 of my nieces. I want a unicorn too. So yeah, if it's not a stuffy for me, it will be a hat probably, but it's a really like light blush pink with multicolored sequins in it. It is so pretty. It is 001 from Creative Crazy Pilot. I don't know. I can't speak French very well or pronounce it. Also at Cricket Cove, of course, I got the ukulele because I'm going through a lot of ukulele for the socks that I sell. I sell thick socks. I just started selling them this winter to try to help me pay for home improvement projects. So right now it's going towards painting my house. And I've sold them mostly to search and rescue team members and co-workers, because we're all people that use wool socks a lot. And so I go through a lot of ukulele. So I got another jug of that. So that was Saturday. And then on my way back to Cape Breton, I didn't know this before, but there is an Atlantic Fabrics right in New Glasgow, like just off the highway. Like you don't have to do any twists and turns through the town or anything to find it. It is right there on the main road, right off of the highway. So that was lucky. I went there. Oh, my dog is chewing something. I hope it's her nylabone. Anyway, I went there looking for Briggs & Little Durasport. They only had 3 colors, but because I want to try this. I knit with the Tuffy for the thicker socks, and I wanted to try sport weight. I knit with Tuffy and Heritage. Make sure I use the Tuffy in the heels and toes. So they did have other colors in just the regular sport, but I just grabbed these 2 just to, yeah. Just to try out. I love a contrasting heel, cuff, and toe. I need a drinky poo. I don't know if you can see her. Wait, where's she? Are you gonna come up? Oh, come up. There she is. What a good girl. This is Piper. This is my baby. You up to no good? Yeah. So yarn, she loves yarn. Don't ya? You like to chew mommy's yarn, honey? You love to chew mommy's yarn, don't ya? Oh my. Okay. Piper. Okay. Down. 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 Good girl. Okay. Sorry, little doggy interlude. So I got the Durasport and I got some Patton's Croy. This is to go with some other Patton's Croy that I already have to do heels, cuffs, and toes, because I find when I knit men's socks out of Patton's Croy, there's never enough unless you do contrasting heels, cuffs, and toes. So this is the gray marl colorway that I got for that. And one last thing, I like to do complementary colors. I'll do 3 balls of dishcloth cotton in complementary colors, and I'll knit 3 dishcloths in each color with trim of one of the other ones, and then a 4th scrappy one, and I'll keep the scrappy one and then maybe one of the other ones, and then I'll gift the other 2. So I already had 2 colors that complemented each other, and the only one I could find that would be like complementary was this one. So I picked that up. So, excuse me. What do you think? It's a lot of yarn. I have to log this all into my stash down book. I was doing really well before this, so I'm hoping it doesn't affect too much. I have finished some things in March as well that need to be logged. Basically, in a nutshell, I will do a video talking about the rules and everything, but basically it's more yarn out than yarn in. So finishing things, knitting things, and I'm trying to target scraps, especially fingering weight scraps, and oldest yarn. So I'm trying to have something on the needles all the time that is targeting oldest yarn. I just got one off the needles the other day, and then I cast on a new one. So this was just, it was the best day. Totally would love to do it again. Can't see it happening anytime soon though. Maybe like late summer or something, if I'm well behaved in my stash down. But anyway, if you enjoy knitting videos and seeing other people's projects and other people's stashing down as much as I do, hit that like button and make sure you subscribe, and I will see you next time. See? I said like and subscribe, so I'm a YouTuber now. I think those are the rules. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hope to see you again. Take care.